Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another Warcraft replay here as we just load up the game. We have a random. Okay, so Infi is gonna go random. Infi versus Foggy on the map Echo Isles. For some reason the sound is super duper loud. Let's just check the sound settings first. It looks unchanged, so it's probably just my headphones. But yeah, let's switch over to overlay. It seems Infi is the blue player, so I'll just switch over to that. Infi is going to be ending up as an orc player, spawning in the top right. He will be facing off against Foggy, the night elf, on the top left. This is the Netease ladder, so kind of why Infi's off-racing, I guess. I do like just going random if it's like StarCraft, Warcraft, because it's just good practice, I guess, because you get to know the ins and outs of the other races. Of course, you can still like do that learning by versing said races, but playing the races as well is pretty good. So we're just gonna go off with a Blade Master first. I think, yeah, I think he is already accustomed by now, returning from the forefront after just being completely MIA. Well, not completely MIA. We did see sometimes Blade Masters here and there, but yeah, most of the time.
Ready to work.
All right, let's take a think. I don't know. Maybe I didn't cast that many orc players during 1.30, and when the Blade Master nerf happened, I would say we did see a lot more Farseers than Blade Masters, but I think it was matchup dependent. I think we did see Blade Masters regardless. Yeah, now that I think about it, the point I was making is not really valid. Either way, Keeper of the Grove will be making an appearance in this particular game, so no Demon Hunter versus Blade Master anytime soon, as we're just going to start with the Force of Nature with the Ancient of War creeping at the Ogre Warrior camp. The Keeper picked up Claws of Attack, so very nicely acquired there. Blade Master still has yet to kill the Ogre. Will get himself the Gloves of Haste instead. Not the best, but it is still workable. TP Soul is going to get sold for a salve. We are going to have Force of Nature. Oh, yeah, slight misclick, I guess. He only targeted a single tree, so only a single treant spawned, and that is just going to get easily dealt with thanks to the orc burrows there. Wonder what happened. Maybe because the peons were going after the trees at the same location that one of them dropped before Force Nature got cast, and the Keeper is playing it a little dangerously, however. He could easily get trapped, and Infi is going to play it very nicely, and I guess trap the Keeper there. Is going to force the TP scroll, but that is going to be in exchange of the Orc Burrow being cancelled. So Infi is going to be a little upside down, or not upside down, but he's going to be blocked a little bit, but he was able to burn TP for the exchange of that, so I would say worth it, honestly. We are going to have a sneaky Ancient Protector here, going to hopefully finish and I guess lead into a siege. Huntresses are being trained up here for Foggy while tier 2ing, so yeah, I don't know how this is going to lead into it, because Huntresses normally means like very early aggressive play, but he's, I guess, foregoing the second Ancient of War and using that resource to take up to tier 2. It's a little weird. Tier 2 will be completed by Infi first, however, and that should be Bestiary turn Totem placed down, I think.
We're under attack!
Yeah, we'll just have to sit on that as the Ancient Protector is now done. It's getting closer and closer to eventually root itself. We are going to have the Shadow One coming out as the second hero, as we do have the first couple of Huntresses doing their magic, and by magic I just mean just bouncing blades at the Orc Burrows, which very, very effective at doing. Infi is going to also lend its support in taking down one of the Orc Burrows as they are quickly falling. And yeah, not much is actually being done about it. Blademaster finally shows up in time, but he is also pretty dangerously low in health. So, can he really deal with this tower by himself? I don't think so. Infi has been training up a Demolisher, however. He needs to be extremely careful about its positioning because Orc Burrows are down, so it's not really protected by the Orc Burrow wall that would usually be there. I think Healing Wave will be picked up for the first ability of the Shadow Hunter, as he desperately needs to keep his Blademaster alive, rather than going for quick and easy kills, I guess. Demolisher is going to lay siege on that Protector, and I think it will drop very soon. Keeper, yeah, did not cast another Force of Nature, so that is going to be the siege lifted for now. Torrent Totem has been completed while this entire siege was happening. I was kind of expecting more aggression onto the Demolisher itself after it popped out, but yeah, so far Foggy only just sent his Keeper, which is definitely not enough. I'm pretty sure he had enough mana for Force of Nature as well, but he just didn't cast it, so
we're under attack!
Yeah, a bit of a weird decision making there, but oh well. He did at least keep his opponent in his base, which is exactly what he wants. As we do have a Creepjack there from the Blademaster. A little clumsy there for Foggy. He does know where the Blademaster is because of that Sentinel Owl, but yeah, I guess he just lost it to just a brain fart, I guess. Shadowrunner comes out. Yeah, 2 Orc heroes. They need to be careful not to get caught out by an entangle, but instead we are gonna have the Keeper being sniped out rather than the Orcs, so that was super weird. Apparently the Keeper did not purchase a replacement TP scroll, and that is kind of what bit him in the ass. That was a huge mistake there from Foggy. He did take down the Magi camp, but all he got was 1 Illusion, which is probably not the best trade there for a Keeper. Tree of Life also moved to the gold mine, but with the Orc units just being really annoying, it's not going to be clearing that creep camp anytime soon, I imagine. Are we actually going to go something other than Huntresses? It does not appear so. So this Tech 2 is a little weird to me. It kind of just says I teched to tier 2 just for the second hero, which, okay, fair, but I was expecting a transition into like double Ancient of Laws into Mass Dryads by now, but I think Foggy's just waiting for the expansion to be established before committing to double wars. But either way, this Blademaster Shadowrunner combo is just being super harassive right now. Demolisher might even add some additional DPS, but yeah, Huntress is pretty quick on their feet, so it's gonna be rather difficult to hit a good chunk of them. If at all, at least. Keeper is back. Still no TV scroll replacement, but I don't think he is in danger anytime soon. Ogre Magi is gonna get taken down and drop a Gloves of Haste for the Ogre Magi. Not the best item, but it's a usable item, I guess. I don't know, 15% definitely doesn't sound like that much, but you can see even on the Blademaster he is keeping that particular item. Illusion Alchemist is just going to yeah, take the time of that Blademaster, I guess. Expansion attempt on the bottom right here, maybe? With the peon being moved as well, I would imagine that is going to be the case.
We're under attack!
As yeah, Bestiary, Torrent Totem, which not producing anything just yet. I think he is saving resources to build that Great Hall.
Work complete.
And yeah, it's just gonna go into a pretty long game.
We're under attack.
Level 2 Shadowhunter, level 3 Blade Master versus a level 3 Keeper, level 2 Alchemist, so it's pretty even on both sides in terms of hero levels. So synergistically, I mean Keeper Alchemist, it's been pretty good for the majority of last patch, but Blade Master, Shadowhunter has been around for so much longer, so it's very difficult to judge which hero comp is better. I guess it just entirely depends on how monstrous this Blade Master is going to be. Kodo Beast out for Infi. It's really getting hard to remember the name because Infi, if you don't know, Infi does main human, so it is weird saying that Infi is the orc player. Getting a good number of Spirit Walkers out. No Bestiary units other than the Kodo Beast for now, which is a little weird. Still pumping out more Spirit Walkers, which I'm not sure if it's exactly smart to do. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess Magicus Unarmored is a thing, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough DPS, because Spirit Walkers aren't exactly Druids of Talon themselves. They don't have access to Fairy Fire, so yeah, it is a little weird. More Troll Headhunters are being popped out as well.
Spirits of the earth.
Still not at Fortress 6, so it's gonna be a while for that Berserker upgrade to happen. If he's even gonna go Headhunters, I'm not sure, because this Bestiary has actually been slacking off a little bit.
We're under attack.
Healing Spray being used to top off the Night Elf units. Remember, Healing Spray did receive a nerf in this patch, so it does have a cooldown now, and yeah, can't just keep on healing efficiently. We are going to see Snake Serpents being utilized here from the Shadowhunter, which is I was expecting a lot more serpent wards, to be honest, in the previous patch when it got buffed, but yeah, mass detonates coming in from the wisps, which does not dispel the serpent wards, but does deter the orc units away from their position. So yeah, just wasted mana there on the Shadowhunter. That is a lot of Huntresses. +2, +1 attack upgrades, or attack and armor upgrades. Sadly, since he is upgrading for these Huntresses, this doesn't actually translate into Dryads, so we're just gonna be seeing mass Huntresses for a pretty long time, I would imagine, unless he like transitions into like Hippogriff Riders. Yeah, but if not, mass Huntresses does seem like the way Foggy's just gonna play this out. Alright, Raiders are finally popping out here for Infi, but is that going to be in time, because he is being attacked rather mercilessly with so many Huntresses. I'm not sure if they can actually burn down buildings that have fortified armor, but bringing those wisps along, we might be seeing a couple of towers being placed down, maybe, question mark? No, it seems like it's just going to be used for detonations here. Scroll Protection has been used for the Night Elf units, but is that going to be enough? I don't know. Huntresses are still looking pretty present on the battlefield right now. Not many blue units currently, but that might change very soon. Demolisher is still free hitting, and the Serpent Wards are going to be constantly being placed down, but Shadowhunter is out of mana. So is the Alchemist, so that is going to be his last healing spray, as it seems like Infi is the one being pushed back here.
Ready to ride. My life for the horde.
Foggy with a pretty decent 14 supply fruit advantage. That is going to quickly change after that Raider gets sniped, as I believe that's an Ancient of Wonders. Yes, it is. So just even more presence at the front lines here for Foggy. What can Infi do? He's been suffering from so many sieges right now that, yeah, I guess he just had enough of it. Wisps are just being used for designations to clear out the mana pools of the Spirit Walkers, as the Shadow Hunter was holding on to that scroll of protection. We'll be able to use it after all Wisps are MIA. Oh, never mind. One Wisp was still alive and did dispel a good chunk of those units' armor there. Blademaster with armor is going to survive that ruthless chasing by the Alchemist there, and hopefully live to fight another day, as it seems like the same's going to be said for Foggy. Foggy hasn't really lost that many units. He will be able to pull out with just a couple of injured Huntresses there. Sadly, it just turned to morning, and Moonwalls are not actually upgraded with Wellspring because we are still at tier 2. Are any of these players going to go tier 3? I don't know. Expansion being answered was pretty smart by Infi, because there was probably no way that he could actually take advantage and go for this expansion. So he just matched it with his own. Shadow Hunter nearing that level 4, he's just gonna go after the Wisp because he's just that desperate. Oh, super close to killing that, but I'm pretty sure Foggy would have just detonated if the glaive was gonna be thrown. There we go with another healing wave. Even the Wisp is going to take benefit off of that. I believe the cooldown's like 7 seconds after the initial cast, so yeah, it's a bit of a wait. Blademaster also nearing that level 4 threshold. I believe the Shadow Hunter will get it after this Ancient War gets taken down, if he even goes for the extra mile. There we go. Level 4 onto the Shadow Hunter there, and we are probably just going to be seeing level 2 Servant Wars pop out. Demolisher doing so much work right now. Sadly, that is a lot of Huntresses, and that is a lot of Glaives being bounced around. The amount of recursion damage happening on that front line, yikes. Grunts just aren't tanky enough to deal with this brutal beating. And the Kodo Beast gets surrounded. That is a bit of a unfortunate happening here. Scroll Protection is going to be used for the LP once again, but a nice disenchant is going to take out a couple of those buffs. 10 supply advantage for Foggy right now, as you do hear multiple grunts just dying simultaneously, but the Serpent Wards are being unanswered. As I say that, TP Scroll is just going to get channeled instead. So, yeah, Serpent Wards are going to get dealt with. It seems like they gave enough experience to the Keeper to get that level 4, which is pretty fortunate, I would say. Kodo Beast replacement has been trained up, but yeah, this army comp right now is not working for Infi. His Blademaster is just not strong enough to carry the misfortunes of such a janky army comp. Yeah, it's really weird. Would double wyvern or wood wyverns even help in this situation, because they can't get attacked by the Huntresses? I don't know, because it's just that easy to transition into hippogriffs to just deal with the wyverns.
My life for the horde.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not even seeing any raiders, which is a little bit concerning, but I don't think they do well against Huntresses all that much, I think? I don't know. Still a lot of Huntresses. Control group and a half of Huntresses for Foggy. I'm not sure if mass Huntresses are stronger than mass Dryads, but at least they're a lot more straightforward than Dryads, because yeah, no slow poison shenanigans, no like hit and run playstyle, I guess. But good god, that is so many Huntresses on the field. Double Kodo is in play. I'm not sure how much of a factor that's going to be, as we do have a speed scroll being used on the core units there, but there's not much to run to. They actually cornered themselves inside this little conclave. Blade Master desperately needs some sort of healing there, but the Shadow Hunter is just out of mana. Do we have a TV scroll? We do have a TV scroll available for the orc units, and they will be able to retreat after. Actually, I don't know how much was lost on Infi's side, but that was still a pretty devastating loss there for himself. And I don't think he can actually successfully defend his base if Foggy actually chooses to just continue the attack. Another healing wave to top off the Night Elf units there, and good god, how many is that? That's 12? 12 Huntresses it seems like, so that's a full control group. Oh, never mind, we had one actually hiding behind the Alchemist there, so 13 I believe is on the field right now. And more is still coming. We are actually at Tree of Eternity for Foggy, which is very nice to see. Plus 3 attack upgrades for the Huntresses, and Wellspring upgrade is on the way as well, so yeah, Alchemist won't actually be on overtime for the most of the majority of the game anymore. Nice entangle onto the Blade Master. It's not going to be enough duration to get a successful surround down, but just a massive chunk onto the Blade Master right now. He is going to be roaming around with 200 health. He is going to TB staff back home and salve up. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much the only way orcs can actually heal, aside from like healing waves, but you wouldn't want to use that on just a single unit. Wyverns, oh, okay, so we are going to be producing a Wind Rider. I'm not sure if that's going to continue or not, but it will definitely be unanswered damage. The only form of anti-air is the heroes and the one Troll Berserker. But I don't think a single Wind Rider is going to be enough to wipe out all of these Huntresses. Seems like Infi wants to choose the 77 versus 70. Speed Scroll once again going to be utilized there, as the Coda Beasts are pretty full on each other, but yeah, once again utilizing that scroll protection for Foggy, and he's just going to be able to eat up a lot of this as soon, right before they get disenchanted. Healing sprays being channeled there by the Alchemist, but yeah, just brute forcing it right now. Infi just can't actually manage to out-sustain his opponent. Coda Beast number 1 is gonna die as soon as, or right before the Huntress was about to get completely digested. Still 10 supply difference. We are producing more than one Wind Rider, which is probably good to see. This is a transition I was wondering if was going to be a thing, because Huntresses obviously not anti-air, so yeah, that would be nice. I'm not sure if he's gonna stick with that. Doesn't look like it. I think he's just cancelled a second Wind Rider, so Infi being a little indecisive right now. I guess he is just pressed for gold, but he's gonna be soon pressed for a second base, as Siege might just resume here for Infi, for Foggy I mean. Acid Bomb being tossed to just do a little bit of damage over time. It did get nerfed in this patch, but yeah, since no fighting is actually going to be occurring, that is just like 10 damage, which just gets regenerated. Demolisher, I think, is just going after the Sentinels. Okay. I'm gonna see another scroll protection. Both players have been using protection scrolls pretty liberally this game, which I am amazed to see, because yeah, you would think they would be more conservative with their gold, but they just use that item willy-nilly. Playmaster is going to be running around. I'm not sure how much he's actually going to find for himself. This gold mine has been collapsed. Obviously, he should know since his own got collapsed.
We're under attack.
So, yeah, if he was actually hoping for some free stray wisps, I don't think that is going to be the case. Still a crap ton of huntresses.
We're under attack.
But I guess just not enough to finish the job. Train's being a little annoying, but I don't think they're gonna do any major damage here. We are finally going to Fortress Take for Infi. It was very much overdue. I'm not sure what he's gonna get from this. He could definitely start producing turns. He has got a decent number of Spear Walkers on the field, so like 2 or 3 turn warriors would be nice, question mark. I say that, but I don't know how effective they're gonna be against this many huntresses. And yeah, since I imagine they have their additional bounce, I think that is, yeah, additional bounce has been researched, and they're +3/+3, so they are extremely scary to be facing off against. Okay, we do have Master's training for the Spear Walkers on the way, and we do have the Battle Drum upgrade being researched for the Coda Beasts as well. I am super shocked that Foggy is waiting this long just to finish the job, but yeah, he's at 80 supply right now. That's pretty much the highest most players would go, especially on a small map like this where you can't really afford to keep a very high upkeep army. So I imagine the final fight might be happening very soon. Will it be in time for the turns? I don't know. All of the peons are being moved over as we have yet another scroll of protection being utilized there. Disenchant's going to be used to try and dispel that, but is that going to be enough? 67 versus 80, that is a 13 supply deficit here. We do hear a lot of huntresses actually fallen, which is rather surprising, but I imagine it's only a matter of time before the orc units themselves get taken out. Serpent wards are being placed down all over the place, as we do have a chemical raging alchemist. It's surprisingly in Infi's favor, so the huge amount of serpent wards being placed down is slowly turning the tides, and I am super shocked. How did this happen? +3/+3, 80 supply of huntresses got completely annihilated by a whole bunch of serpent wards and a lot of peons. It might have been the peons. The peons might have been the MVPs on that fight because there's just so damn many of them right now. Blamemaster needs to be super careful there. Nice healing wave just in time to prevent him from going down, as you do have, I believe, Coda Beast number 2 still with Huntress in its belly. Demolisher with the burning rounds just doing additional DPS. I'm not sure if that was an actual factor in this particular fight, but now that the turrets are on the field and the Huntress is just out of the game, I imagine things should be looking a lot more dandy for the orc player. I say that, but yeah, it needs to be careful not to lose that Blade Master. Out of mana for the Blademaster, and out of mana, almost out of mana for the Shadowhunter. Another healing wave is going to be tossed around. 49 versus 41, and for some reason things have turned around in supply once again. The archers, who are also +3/+3, seem to be enough to just deal with this. What is going on? A transition from huntresses into mass archers for Foggy, and this is somehow working out for himself. Wow, Coda Beasts getting completely annihilated by archers because they are unarmored themselves, and yeah, I can't believe it. Infi is going to be losing very swiftly to these mass archers here, and the turn hype actually died pretty quickly. Servant wards not really gonna do too much. Elun's Grace of the archers just mitigates so much piercing damage, and the Shadow Hunter out, Blade Master like 2 hits from dead. Surprisingly, Foggy was able to just reverse turn things around, which was really weird. I didn't actually see the transition into archers coming, but it did, and it worked out well. Yeah, that was a little weird. Definitely a weird long game, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I don't know why the music's not playing, but yeah. See you guys again next time. Take care.